kwirinda kukira kutandurwa kandi amagara ngakira amagana.
Hariho abandi abinanye ndagamba bamushaho abakoza ekitweta traditional eye medicine ebishaka very dangerous.
Program manyamagara gahunda kusyaho abashaho abakugu
HPV vaccine ekingira kanseri n'amagenda 90%.
bakushomesa ebintu bitari bimwe na bimwe ebwakubasa gukora kugira ngo uture amagara marungi.
It is very important tujahirwaro omanyamagara ga with exposure tukenezo mbazi nazo ne ARVs osmira for 1 month abo kubaka kongo akaka virus kakataka tairo museri yo muntu tokafuna kamuka kata ile muntu wafu.
This is GNTV, releasing life.
Omurebe murungi twakira program yawe manya amagara gawe. Omurebe kutebekanisa nitujuke Nicholas Nkaburijo arikubona kusyaho egi program buri rwa kabiri kurugashahina mpaka shaitano. Abantu bito bingi bariyo kwene betaga kumanya anshonga z'amagara nicyo kutwihayo kafuna n'abakugo kutugira ngo tuyije hanuya tubegese mumanye hazamukenge ebe mukuba mutakumanya. Erizoba tuyija kureba ahanshonga yo kwita ningasi suicide. Suicide eisire abantu bingi abo kumanya nabo takumanya. Enshonga nerga nkahi niyo twenda kumanya erizoba abantu abo kufanture babingi mnonga neminyeto omu Uganda na heru ya Uganda. Niche chukurete icyo cyona deka twakire umushawito utwatayise erizoba abanze yanjure tugumizemo na program yetu twakwakira.
N'abakira abahurtuza kandi n'abarebi ba GNTV amazina nabanyita Orichiriza Christine kandi omushaho omutendeke ninga show twakweta a mental health nurse ninga shi a psychiatric nurse.
Yes.
N'abakira kandi we are ready to present to you what like nkum tebenkanisa program ko yabagambira so tuje kubashobora n'ibintu ki ebikureta abantu okweyita okweyiho magara genseji ekyakubye kitabonire kunke kikubasa kukizibwa kandi tukareba okutwakubasa kukigariza buri muntu akekunda akagumana yekunda kutarukweyiho mburambwenseji obwire butakashiri mwe bari munonga.
Abantu bingi ntureba abamwe nabakira kujya umuntu azumukwenamerera azumukugira ebintu byakora hazoshanga umuntu mbajyangu arumwa abantu nkabashatu mwentu bantu ndo tushobore ekigambo suicide ningo kwita nicho cyenye.
Suicide is a deliberate act for self-harm which can lead to death or not. Umuntu nabasa no kugezaho okweyita kugeza hayite nabasa kugezaho kweyita ninga shagezeho kweyita ahente. So icyo nico kikumanyisa ninga shida definition of suicide.
Ni miringo ki abantu for example mu Uganda eba kukira kukozesa kwenda kweyita?
Emiringo ni myingi munonga. Icyo kubanza tweneho kunyobutwa umuntu nabasa kugezaho kweyita hari kunyobutwa ibyo bintu mutuye mu bireba bamwe ninga shino mabura hagezaho kunyobutwa twaro mu iraro bamukoraho akira ninga shiyabura wamutwaro mu iraro kandi oshanga yafa. Icyo ndicyo kubanza cya kandi abantu nabagezaho kweyita kwenago mizi or what we can call drowning hainago mizi afa omwe bamrescuing abura kufa ninga sho mwakora ki atora yafa n'ebintu byinji munonga. Ekindi nimbasa kubagambira about starvation ninga sho kweru myenjara with the intention ninyenda kufa ninyenda nyeru myenjara tandariye oshanga wamara ogwiro takuryo so icyo nacoreba umuntu ari mu kikogo cyo kwenda kweyita. Ekindi ninko kwisya emisyo mibi ya gases imbe munonga ezero poisonous omubiri abantu okuzisya enana agezaho kweyita kunka nko kutwareba umwe yatwara umuyirwaro nabaje yabro wa mutwara umuyirwaro ends up the life. Ekindi ninko falling from the heights umuntu aguruka kanyina yahiguru ayetera hansi. So ukona kono kugezaho kweyita ninga one way of making suicide.
Yes.
Yeah.
Umuryeji ni miringo ki what could be the causes of people to harm themselves?
So causes ni nyingi munonga shininga shebya kubasa kubana biritera umuntu kweyihumagara genseji. Icyo kubanza, we have psychological problems, we have social problems, we have physical problems, so ni byinji munonga. Icyo kubanza cyabyona nyenda gamba abantu umwe depression, muntu okwirwa ninga shi to be depressed. Oshanga, you have lost hope, you think you're not worthy to live, oyenda ngu home magara genseji. So echo chonka nchibasa kuleta omuntu yakora suicide. Echa kandi ni ini physical causes, mental illness. Ubuntu omweno shanga omuntu ainemu okujaba nko mutwe kandi cyakubasa kubanca umuretero kweyita ningashi okweyanga akeyumagara genseji. Echa kandi twine kitweta hallucinations amaraka kurra maraka ngakugambira mu omwe ningashi we call visual hallucinations, ebyo kureba abantu nibakwirukangaho. So ebyo munonga ni happening in mental illness part. Muntu nakugambira ati nimpura abantu nabangambira ngo nibenda kunyita, so batakanyisire kamaze nyite. So ebyo byona nibyandi yetaga to be hospitalized. So ebyo no causes ebindi noshanga bi genetical. Arobo kushanga, like they say the grandfather died konka keita. So akaze kakarande. Yeah, kushanga nkagendela within family. Kushanga ishenkura keita, ishe yayeita, so also this one wants to kill themselves.
Ati omulyecho omuntu owabulijo ogwaro nareba GNTV nabasa kuba aine omwana weye namureba embeera netandika nko kuhinduka. Omuntu umwe na omukazi narebiba yatandika kuhinduka. Omwe ari omushija nareba omukazi weye yatandika kuhinduka. Omulyechi, what could be the signs ezokubasa kurebera hongo ogwo muntu naenda kwita?
Ecyo kubanza no kubura kurya, kwanga kurya. Echa kandi no kweyanga. Umuntu obena nabe mironde ebiri zoba ayanga kunaba week. Self care deficit, that's how we call it. Ekindi ni nko muntu kwirwa ninga to be depressed, ukashanga isolated. The person who has been so social, ushanga yahora yaenda kuba wenka tachenda kugamba nabandi. Ekindi abantu, others use gestures. Ushanga nagamba ati ninza kweyita. Abamwe basa kutwara ngo nazana kunkoshange kandi yaenda kweyita.
Bagira ngo muzimo kugambira tuku.
Exactly. Yeah. So abamwe bagamba, others don't talk, they be in depressive mood. Abandi banga kurya. So they are totally different. Konka nibasa korachi kutambibwa kanyengashi kuba kuchizibwa mbwenu. Yes.
What could be the risk factors ebikubasa kuruga omukweito?
Omukweito, of course, inko mundu wabishwa kweyita risk factors. If we have wabo muzirenga family, umuntu nota kwenda mjenzi wa yiti. So there is the way how it causes loneliness in the family.
Yes.
Risk factors, in substance use. We have seen most people go use substances and they end up channeling them in the heads, in the brain.
Yes.
So shanga risk factors have so much of the health. Umuntu yayanga ebyo byona byareto kweyangana nebindi kugendera omuntu ebyo.
Yes. What could be the forms of suicide?
Forms of suicide suicides are very many. We have what we call parasite. Ninga okunokutrenga kwita bazire. Kushanga iwo mwana uziromka konka nonda kwita bazire bawe.
What could be the cause?
Sometimes it is stress. Ningashi neglection from the family. Nobasakushanga mdiabana mnana, but the seven are loved not in a different, they are loved in a different way. Yes. And you feel you're not worth to live and you think of killing your parent. We have what we call genocide or massive killing. Yes. We have seen that genocide happen in Rwanda. So that is massive killing. Abantu kwitana ogunaitogo. That is also another form of suicide. Then hariho felicide. Okwita omwana wawe. Then there is also infanticide. Okwenda kwita abana bato. Then there is what we call suicidal gestures. Abagamba abantu kwegambiriwe personal, it is an individual. Kwegamba ati niza kweyihumbura mbwenseji, importance ntamire. Ibyo byona mbwenu. Then nebintu byinji munonga. Byinji munonga forms of suicide.
According engeri wali no gamba mu kandi nkima abantu aba trained omukureberana n'okukebera abantu abakuba bariko ngwete omutugwenu bagwaje abantu banuwaye mune yargaho. What are the most common kugira abantu bakubaretera okwe kurebera nibakira kuba bine buzibuki bwenyine kuba mbwenda kubaretera kwita?
Most of the times, according to what I have been observing, most of them, they are substance users.
Yes.
Ningashi abakoresa ibitokoza bwongo, sigara, enzayi, marijuana. Ebinji nkoko muko bimanya na no kwisya that gas. Some inhale the gas. So oshanga, the first leading thing is substance use. Echakandi, having some common diseases. Tunawasa kujara HIV ayange kumere mbazi. So shange akakoko kagenda kari obwonko ninga shikateganisa mu bwonko. Also those ones are brought in the hospital. Then also abantu abakuba bari depressed, abakweyanga, abakwererwa. Then hariho n'abandi abakuba bari aggressive. Tabuka akatere bintu akata madirisa akasitora mamiji. So all those people, they are brought in our facilities.
According to what you have said, since you have said that substance use niyo common mnonga, echukumanyisa ngo this substance use tuba kikuru tuba zeyi, it is the generation X.
Exactly.
Tukwetangu neminyito. Omuzire aruna areba GNTV egishaha. Omwana wawe nabasokuba agira ishomero. Kunka yizo muka naba nakora ki? Okwa ishomero naba nakora ki? It is time now the parents kutandika following up abana babo. Bitu imwe nkabashaho ababana kuba kubareta bakozise bitokoza bongo. Kumukubano mbasesinga. What makes them to use those substances?
Sometimes there is what we call bullying, especially in schools. Abana ninga shokuba torture from school.
Yes.
Torture from school oshangu mwana nibamharahaza ishomero. Especially for the parents who don't usually go. Nababa ishomero babaho bata, you know. Then also bad peer groups.
Yes.
I've gone to school, I found a group that smokes. I found a group that bad peer groups, as you know, abakwita abantu, you know, abakutambara nemisyo. So abana binji nabyiha ishomero ibindi mzenkeje mzeme because bamba rugum ombishweka bitakushana binyemze takushana. So shango mwana bwiro bwinji bamba byiha ishomero, those bad manners. Ushanga nibegesa no kwitana. Yeah, and you find them now breaking down.
Yes.
Yeah.
How can a parent identify omwana weye munakose bitokoza byo?
Echo kubanza omuzire wena hara kwakubasa kubana kwa identifying omwana we munakose ebi ningashi arumunaza nko kwita. First of all, umuntu wabo twire no observing omwana we no banorebe migendere yeye, all the routine of the work that he or she does. Mwana very active kunkawara yatana kuba inactive. Mtobe na imukasha zinga yatana kubya masolo ningashi yaburo totally. Imugambire ne yinduka, they become agitated. Ushanga nagamba kubi and change in behavior. Generally that is change in behavior. Then change in emotions emugambire. Umuntu obira quick konkato no mugambira gumana kureba, you know. Yes, also the time you give to a child, because most parents nowadays, they don't give time to children to ask where do you pain, what is the problem. So shango mwana na wewe nkayirira because like we have said in Bafuna, bullying from school and that is torture. Some even are raped. But now because the parent doesn't give time, umwana gumo kwa yirirwe, so shanga na thinking to kill themselves. Yeah.
Omuzire arunareba GNTV na abasa kubali omukayeye haza ainemu abana beye. When these kids ninga abana bareba omuzire yijomuka nubagira emitwe mirungi. But most especially abantu okumarwaro mbakira kubaleterayo abana abukuba barwiri HIV, and this HIV baba bagihire abakozi bomuka konko mukozi ayimera ati wabigambira shoninga nyoko ninza kukwita hatumfe cyo mwana omuzire takukira kumuha time hata kireba nkumfe cyo mukozi kuza kunyita dekanyite. How can the parents get information before batakizuroko wanyu?
Ekikwabara bazire no kubana abana babo. Because I've seen families where a child nubuwa ku muryango atakakigamba. Ashanga nakigambira mami. Do you know mami to the Nana told me to say not to say it. Konko shanga nakigamba. So love yo ko mwana wawe, obwiro bwo ko mwana wawe. That kind of letting them to be free with you.
Yes.
It matters so much. Because harabana bo kubasa no ku insulting and not to tell it out.
Yes.
And they tell them their parents konka shango mwana inemo kutina. Mama nandira nakigamba naza kunjangu nakiyanga. So oshanga omwana iwo muzira abana bakutina. Bakutina na watahumuka bashanka barije, but when they are burning inside. So ekinkwabura bazire no kwa obwire bukumara abana bawe and being free with them. Ask them what they have studied at school, who bet you, anyone who has undressed you. Be free with them so that they can know that you are always free. Anything can be said to my parent, anything can be talked to my dad and mom. Yeah, but obihe mokutina, okubiha mokutina, being social, kwa kuliyo kuzina, dance with them, be social with them. They will be free with you.
Yes. Umurebi ayokumire aha GNTV tuli program yawe nyamurungi manya amagaragawe. Ebintu byokura no mushaho ebako experiencinga omarwaro kwe za butabika ba regional referral hospital. Abantu bingi tubaryo nebeyita aha wenshonga yo kugira nti inibyo kubamba manya abamwe mbayita abo kushanga ngo mbaba hine bintu batakucenga na nyina tuze omukahumuro kace haza tugarike turugamba ahanshonga eretire eminyeto again okwita munonga enshonga ya rukundo ekindi abazire kunagaho family zabo omuziro karagaho kaza kwenaga omunyanja okaza kwenaga omumaziba ahabwe enshonga y'ogoro leka tugarike na nebintu otaki.
This is GNTV, releasing life.
Kurukayo omukahumuro kace webere munonga abokurangana GNTV kandi tongera kubagira nti GNTV ero kujangu ekukore ekyo kuba no yenda wabo ine business yawe oyine amaduka gawe oyine ikintu cyone cyo kwenda kuranga no basukutwishira arikamukuzi haza tukurangire business yawe erangano twakira umurundo gwa kandi program yawe manya amagara gawe n'umutebekanisa wawe twijuke Nicholas kwera ngutuma omanye ebintu ebyo kuba omaka gawe bishobiri amagara gawe wago negakira bajyangu amagara negakira amagana tukiri program manya amagara gawe omushonga ya suicide ningashi abantu okweita obuno burwire abamwe no bambagira ngo stano gwe mtembera mutwe abamwe no bagira ngo ogwagwiriraro omuntu gwe kuza kugwiraro hine kikuba cya mugwesa iraro itwe ombashaho tugira nti there is nothing you can judge without doing a diagnosis. Umuntu wena okureba natambura abantu abenje mbajya ngo mbakira kweshongora ngo tina tarwire. Indeed waza kukitebereza buri umuntu wena okuzukubari unkomzire wakurwo mukayawe oruge yo bakunyigize oshange wahikamurumo abamurumo wabakora kubimunonga no baso kubori umwana akasheshe bakwime cyo kurya oze kushika hishomero abayishomero batahibawe abeje batahibawe obakore kubimunonga abo kubora prefect ningo no baso kubora no mushaho orugomuka bakutabwire ohikaho irwaro otandike gambira abantu abarwire kubi oze kushanga bagiye ngo abarwire mbagamba ngo murwire omushahoriya natugambira kubi enshonga niha nahabwebe bintu ebikuba takumanya ngo nubaburi nko burwire konka orukubasa kubwihamu nana entebe kanisa ninyongera no kutera omuranga abashija abashwirwe n'abakazi abashwirwe wano kurugomuka banza ofune amashemerwa kuruga amucyara wawe banza fune amashemerwa kuruga amushija wawe abuko bakuza kureba nubo bantu bakuru munonga no basokhendera wafuna na accident omuhanda uri kuvuga abo kujya ngo warugomuka otashemeriwe usange wayita ningana na family yona wajikora ki wajita abana ba boda ninyonja kubatera umuranga numutwara abana babandi ayishomero akasheshe abo kuvuga basi zo kutwara abana ndubashaba at least mugume mbanze mwashaba icyo kikuba cyabateganisa kibargeho aho turebera abantu bingi no bafa accident mu driver yayarga kuyomba n'umukazi weye baza kumukebera bashanga indeed umukazi niwe yakoze iki niwe yamutabwire bantu mwe mu bakazi mwe mwegaruke mureke gumana umunyizi y'aba bantu abo koreje mirimo emahango muno kiro program yawe manya amagaragawe aho kumanyira enshungejo eri kuba yakuteganisa twatwija omushonga ya depression haza ekiwikiyo ina miroko nukukira kureta omushonga ya relationship ya rukundo nani nyenda tugigambeho awenki eminyete rukira munonga most especially university students nebeita kandi basigaho na note asiga yahandika omwana be nashomo bwa roya omwana be nashomo bwa doctor omwana abe nashomo kuba pharmacist afune sente zeye ngo yayita ahabwa rukundo imwe abantu abo kuinterveninga nabo kuba kwijokwe babagambira nje banjirgira ariki kushanga omwana yayita umuzire sente zakuba yamwika munamu investinga
icyo kubanza kinkubaza gambaho no kutagumisiriza because something no cyakuba kiri cyango kishikumanyisa ngo yeyite konke cyo ebyo byona nubireto buta having a social to be social because nabanyine kizubu with my boyfriend think basa kujanta the bonus yona I don't trust them. At least I have one person I trust as a friend. I can share with you on the advice. Or if not ever you are partner amaro, I can as well take myself to the hospital. Bantume nimbagambira nimbatera umuranga, learn how to take yourselves to the hospital even when you feel you are not okay. Because ndichikuyamba umuntu comfort you, it takes a lot. No burawa baje. So abantu binje bakwita bayita relationship issues, esente, due to money. No shanga even babayita no kushango buke relation namkwata nanchitinga echo tyakubenchi kwetaga ngo yiho magaragenzi yes neshonga mpango tariho kashonga kache by the way konka even watch twazota how have you handled it now is what we are on. Yes, they have cheated me, but is it the end of the world? Is he the first man? Can't you get another person?
But that one is the one whom you gave your heart.
So, nyoni njera nti bantu mutwine gumisuzana mnyetho universities we have to be patient and have hope for the future, you know. We have when you become hopeless hato banchawa nyowe nafa ogunumbire nyesije nyowe nawe yandagamu we have to keep hopeful.
Yes.
And be faithful. That one I'm not saying muchitinge mukore chino. Be faithful to your partner.
Yes.
Because it takes time, it takes sacrifice to love someone.
Yes.
You are thinking about him or her all the time. So be faithful to one another. You be hopeful. And don't think the person you have loved is the second God or is the one, you know, putting a lot of energy on that person. Put some limits. Not anything anything can happen. Yes. Because when you go to relationship, when you go in a relationship, you have to be aware and program it. If something bad happens, how will I come over it?
Yes.
We hope for the good, but also those problems can mingle. you know.
Yes.
But those ones be showing you how to mature. Yes. So oine kwego kuhandling ensonga nk'omuntu mukuru. Yes, you have to know how to handle something that is very difficult and something which is positive. Creating yourself peace. Yes.
We are seeing most of the ages, myaka egi erukukira kwita, it is 15 to 29. These are too young. That's why I'm emphasizing on this. And most of the causes, twashanga ngu nokunywa ebitokoza bwongo, nokuchawa mwenu kushanga omuntu oli akamutamu sente zeye amwemaliremu yayita. What could be the best solution y'emyaka egyo erukushanga yaba culprits of suicide?
Hati mbweni njante shonga netanchira na mnongo mashomero you see hati yanka mbero kweli obwiro bwinji tubuspending ishomero than home.
Yes.
So ninjira nti amashomero gine kuteka programs eza kubasa kubana teachinga eminyeto na mnonga on problem solving skills.
Yes.
Right away from school, because we see that we spend a lot of time in school than being at home. Omuzire na basokutafuna time because most of the time we are always at school. So nijant maybe abashomesa ningash government eteke entebe enkanisa ningash kiyako beri entebe enkanisa baji following up. Kwegesa abana okubinyo kutwariza even when they get families how they are supposed to handle right away from the school, because hato bwiro bwinji no shanga abana nabatomera you know, takumanya what love means. Takumanya problem solving echikumanyisa, and love means sacrifice. You are going to see problems, you're going to see good things, but as well the problems will come, and then you're not prepared to handle them. So ninjanti kutanchiro mashomero enyima no makagitu abazire twafunakire twegesa abana bito kubine kubamba twaza especially on problem solving and also creating hope kugariza abana bita mani. But also neminyeto ni batero muranga umwe basa kushanga toine muzire, that means that you're not worth to live. Iwe yekunda umuntu orikwekunda nabana yegariza mama sko. Even if you wake up you don't have a coin in the pocket, but you say no, God knows that I'm alive and I have to feed. You know, you have that hope. But if you're hopeless you will end up going to steal. You know, okwekunda, it needs to be hopeful and faithful to yourself. But if you don't have, be patient. Pray to God. Yes, manyangu nyenchakare, it is not going to be the same as today. Have hope and work hard. Don't love petty things being there seated. You know, money will come. I will call my boyfriend to give me money. Then when he doesn't give you money, you starve for a week and you think of suicide. Okay? Learn how to work for yourselves and to save your own money. Yes. Yes.
There are some parents aboretire n'abana babo bayita inshongeji ngashanga. They were somewhere talking about them. It was a police station. Family emwe ekanga mushiki wabo kushwerwa in a certain poor family. Then this girl attempted to kill herself. That's why I was saying love, it is something very big.
Yes.
Now, what could be the message to those rich families abokwanga abana babo to find their destinies in the poor families?
Hata ogumuranga nimutera bazire shininga to advise parents. Love is not what we may be just saying, but love comes from the heart of a person. That's why you see, you might be seeing someone ugly, but has found someone to love her or him deeply. Okay? So, ekinkushaba abazire, abantu abamwe they are not aware. Abazire, we have to allow some are not aware, because omwana yaronda omukundo weyo kumukunda. It is up to them, but also they need advice. What you have to give as a parent is advice. Yes, mwana wanje waza kushwera, you have okunuko kubatwaza abakazi nuko batwaza. Mwana wanje waza kushwera abojo nuko batwaza, but you know, you keep advising them. Because as well no bano shanga sometimes ebyo bintu yibukwizira sometimes no shanga parents, like single parents, have raised their children. My parent knows my mother is my mother. So my mother ya younger, then nimba ntine option oshanga omwana wewe nkabwo obutekunda ninga shabwo buta having any other out support, social support. Oshanga omwana yateka kwita, of which it is not real. It always starts with self-love. Ni wowe akureta umushisha bamwanga. It doesn't mean that you think of killing yourself. It doesn't mean that you get depressed. Reach out to counselors. Seek for more advices. At least you have friends that you trust most. You can trust the friend and you tell her and then advises you accordingly. You know? So, nindeba nti ekintu abazire cyo kwanga abashija babana babaletera ningashi abakazi babana babaletera. Sometimes no shangane bya culture, you are this culture, you can't marry this culture. But also what I advise emyetu mtayi anje had having into emwe cultures zokushanga cultures, they don't vary. Allow. Yes, because hata omweno oshanga omuntu omukuru ekiya kugambira sometimes unfortunately when something bad happens then they reflect. You get listen to the elders but also decide accordingly. You might listen to a parent what he has told you whether bad or good, but then you decide. But you can't decide alone. Sometimes you need first counseling, you know. And what I can also add on, avoid deciding when you're angry. No basa kutwara umushinja bamwange otauke ogambe byenje. No, don't decide. Don't decide when you're angry. Give it time. Try it another time. It doesn't mean that since they have refused him or her means that it is the end. You might bring back, you say, now mommy, what is next? What next? Am I not getting married? But this is the person I love. You talk, even the way you talk matters a lot.
Yes.
You can't backbite a parent.
Yes. We have seen a lot of invisible suicide. What am I trying to mean? Abashija, they are being outnumbered by women because most of the men are dying at a young age. Reasons when we found out that abashija bingi, they overwork, they think a lot, and they end up developing different diseases through depression. Oshanga endwaro eyakubene mutwara emyaka nkikumenyima yaba lowered because of a woman yaka myaka ebiri. That is another problem. Oshanga mjija yana pressure yeye tekimukire ngwe mwite hati, but because of depression, which is a cause of suicide, omushiza yange kwita hati konkendware kurichi emwiti. Why is it that women are causing most men to face these problems?
This thing is very tricky. It is vice versa. The same way to men, the same way to women. Because also, the way you're saying it, yes, I agree with it. But also, men on that side and also women on that side. Because there are women also who are neglected by their men. And they are being caused, the biggest headache is being caused by the man in the home. You get? So it is both ways. And how can we come over it? This thing always rotates on the self-love. You know, you are married, you have a wife, you have a husband. That self-love. Why should you be depressed? You have children.
Yes.
You have not created that kind of social to them. Umkazi yakunyiza, go to your children and pray with them. What is wrong with that? Yeah, bitakari how? The same way it can be done to the fathers. You know, it is both ways. What about your mukazi? Do something else. Be active in another thing. Don't think about that. A family goes with a lot of things which are positive, and problems come and mingle in. So we have to learn how to cope up, to learn how to do problem solving. We have to get those skills.
Yes.
And that's why actually I advise women to always look for these workshops. Abakazi bachira workshops, also the marriage people. Go there and be taught. These are counselors who can teach us and we get to know. Yeah? Yes. Reach out to people who hang out with people who are social. Ekindi yekunde omuntu orukuyekunda takura kuba depressed. You talk. You can talk. You can't allow kunyijurom omukyala nkenda, you get, you talk out. It doesn't mean that you quarrel with your loved one. You can seek other advices from somewhere else. Yes.
Most of the times, Nankani, I got it from people who are drunkards. We were talking and said, we sat down, said, at least when I see you as a psychiatric, it can be on one, but there are very many who are watching the TV right now who are in the same situation like this. You find most of the men, they don't go home very early. They say, instead yokuzomka ngarwana n'omukazi lekanyigumira omubara na banywani bwanje obwire bwenu bugenda ngende buri kushesha nyimuke nkore ki nze kukora. So you would find I didn't get a chance kujangu n'abakyala tushitame nabo, but you find every man is having a reason. Kinkikomuka omukazi atandika kumbuza sente zinkutunga, kinkikomuka omukazi atandika gamba ebizibu byonka without any credit. Mukireba hata omushiija oshanga ya developing that mind yokugira nti instead of going home at this time, let me go to the bar. Omukuza omubaara niho yayorrayo ki omukazi ondiijo yatandika kuguma nagira ata nagenda nawe omukazi nakyagala kakora ki akigwamu. Now imwe I know you have seen those people.
Exactly.
There is a certain woman who is watching a GNTV right now. Are you ashtamire omukayeye? If you put yourself in those shoes, why take omukitezo? If it is you, how can you advise those women abo kuhikiza abashija ombigambo bigumire omukobajuma? A man just need appreciation and what can you advise them, or how can you tell them to bring back their families?
Specifically on men?
Yes, first on men.
Yes. At the kaniza gamba side ya men and the women.
Yes.
You see, abashisha nibakora mnonga, and you know, being the head of the family, it takes a lot. A man needs to think to see how to provide for the family. Is at work. No mweti ariaje. Sometimes even they don't eat in the offices. They wait to eat from home, and you know, they use a lot of energy. And kana chikomka entarot twinemono, you know, and even a person loses appetite. You get. So echinkushaba abakazi omumaka mtuwazeje kandi twalizeje abashija bitu, because sometimes we have seen divorce cases are becoming very many. Sometimes in Nigeria ukokuba no handlinga omuka yawe omushija mwakire, take care of your husband, because it is our responsibilities as women in the family, or wives in the family. Yachiro omushija wawe, at least even if you have something to say, you can say it at the bedtime. You can say it maybe tomorrow when he's going to work, because sometimes you find that women get exhausted in the home. Sometimes they get difficulties. Oshanga, it is the only first thing to fast, because that kind of the first appearance. Umshija naba naenda that love as well to a woman. So we have to learn how to take care of our men, especially those who are working from the work. That we have to know that telling problems first will not bring the resolution on the table. Exactly. But just you're killing the man's thinking and the mind and everything, you know. So tumanye ebizubyite to are facing and ninga shape to inegamba, when are we supposed to say them? And then also we have to see twinekubugamba har habana, do I have to attack my husband even when the children are seeing? Do I need to beat my husband a slap when my children are seeing? Because already you're causing torture to the children, okay? So twine kumanya ebizubuntu bireterangaye. But first, that kind of welcome, that kind of welcome makes you love the place. It is the same way. Yes. So abakazi twine kwega kutwarizaje abashija bitu. The same applies to men. There are some men that alter from their responsibilities. But this thing I say, maybe you need to sit down and see how you can make the family grow. No manyogwiro bwinje kayagwa nebekwasa omukazi. Akashorera omukazi mara, akashorera omukazi nakunda kuchakara, akashorera omukazi takufayo omukazi, you know. So everything, a burden becomes on a woman. So sometimes aba bakazi omwe ba reacting dependingly. Oshanga omushija yakora kuba mushashura omushara obaga umushashura yarabombara yasigaye mutwara 5 aine mutwara 2, you know. So omukazi oshanga omwine kose je mutwara 2 to take the children at school, to balance and buy food, and also you need to build. Toraguma omuzigo. So oshanga it traumatizes the woman so much. So sometimes omwana nyene mpabura abashija bitu mego kumwako basa kutwariza. When you get salaries, first go home, sit with your wife. I've gotten this. First consider your family, because that is your family. Niho kufunira obusinje, niho kufuna abana bawe, okunda abana bawe, and you are hoping to grow, because that's why you wake up every morning to go and do what? And work. So you're working for your family. Concentrate on your families. I'm not saying that you neglect friends, but also concentrate on your families. Mukunde families zanyu, and take like your women to be the first priority, or your families to be the first priority. Then friends can come up.
Yes.
Okay, thank
When you're bringing this one, I also bring another scenario which happened. Omushija was working for 2.5 millions, and the woman was working for 5 millions. But a man, we have na guremera omukana, we have na providing everything. Omukazi zezi kazi takwija. This was a rich man's family, but the good thing was our fellow medic, he brought it, akana enda kuita. He brought it out, nareba bakuru bitu batandika kugamba nawe, and we really learned as young people. We learned twaza kushanga advice iba muhire bakamujentiro ko oruga ogendo washoza omugambire cyo koraba abo kuba no mushija nkoha nkiwi omukazi. They found out that the woman is constructing a school. Omushija atakukora ki atakukimanya kandi arukwenda omushija amugurire na nemyendo muka. What advice are you giving to those women who are in working class but they don't provide anything at home?
To me, I see it in another way, because when you get married, to my thinking,
Yes.
I think you're one. That's why you sit on the table and say,
Most of the women, they say, my money is mine and the man's money is ours.
Sometimes you find maybe different families have their different way of living. You get Oshanga, some have kugira ngo abana kuza ishomero this time round, it is my time. But sincerely speaking, if you're a woman and you earn, and the man also earns, why can't you add up? Even if at least you contribute 25% as a woman, and also a man contributes.
Yes.
Because no one inserting chintu. Because that nyoni think ni omweni shobera kureba ngo nono shankor kwahura abakazi nono shanku nono yahura, and you are ormuno yahura omchinte chawe. You are building a school. Your children don't know. Your husband doesn't know. So in case anything happens, who will know that you have it, you know? The friends, and they will do what? They will take them. Okay. Sometimes when we laugh, let's laugh from the heart.
Yes.
Let's not take it for granted that we just pretend to laugh.
Yes.
Because love comes from the heart. Because like now, you find sometimes when you get something good, when you tell it to your husband, you feel like, you know, there is the way how you are boosted and your man is surprised, you know. Yes. Konkati yabakazi tuine kucheha munonga kureba ngo at least we contribute something. At least omushija yana abasa kushashara rent. Buy clothes for your children. You can also learn, actually women, learn how to surprise your men. Because they also need it. It boosts. There is the way how you get boosted. Way. Like the same way. Omushija yakuletera ka up and you get surprised. The same way to men. What is wrong with buying your husband a shirt? You wrap it just for once and surprise him, you know, from your salary, from your earning, from your sweating. I think that is love. Unless people are now loving due to pretense, because love comes from the heart. When intero muranga bakaza bakora esente mutakwenda zirye zanyu nezanyu, at least get a 20% ningashi for once wabo turota kuchukora for once, say, Han, you know what I'm going to do this time, this month I'm providing food, I'm providing school fees for the children, I'm providing this just for the first, even if you keep keeping your money. But you do it for once. To people it happens, because let me tell you, it is the same way. Like, actually there are also men that don't even do their responsibilities, and they leave all to the women because the woman is working, you get. Because there are also women who provide for the family than even a man would do, you get. So it is the same way. But what I tell you, both of us, we have to agree, and let's love from the heart.
Yes. Namina kuzaka kantu aside ya bachara, because we have seen very many men, they are being disorganized because of this. Omukazi ashwirwe ningashi ari, these days we call them relationships. Na family ye agent ya ine na nenkure ya jirem. What is her first priority?
At sometimes when you get married, you have to agree and sit down.
Yes.
You have gotten married. Konka waenda kutagar, I need to support home. I need to support my family. Sometimes tabuka umwanya wako bile.
Yes.
You get. So the responsibilities become very many. I'm not saying that you don't help people from home, but you have to sit and budget, because now you have a family to plan for. Can't hati nkito bakazi ekayagwa, the problem goes on you get. So in a customer oka planning on your family. If I've been giving, I have not been married. I'm giving an example, like I've not been married, I've been providing 80% to home.
Your home.
My home. But now I'm married. Let me reduce it to 30. No. I don't think if you explain to them, they understand, because brumzira hanana endomwana weyakolechi kushwera, most of them. Konga wamara kushwera, so that means you have to give attention to your husband, because you can't say that you're going to get married to your family where you're born, and again get married to the man that you are in relationship with, you get.
Yes.
Those are two different. You have to balance. Yes. Actually, it takes time to also sit and budget and also balance the things. Yes. Making sure one tabakwanga, umbom shisha tabakwanga, because now they become 3 families.
Yeah, 3.
Home shisha rukurga, owa kurga, and also your family. Okay. Because hati yabareba a man. Sometimes us women, we are the ones to balance with men. You know.
Yes.
Yes. The man has brought salary. Tuzaguraho. Abomuka akashaka obunga na kumcheri. The same way this side akashaka obunga no mcheri. Period. The rest is for our family. Twetaga korachi, and you budget. Okay. But if you say that I have been providing 80%, I have to keep on it. It doesn't work. Yes. It doesn't work most of the times.
Yes. Well, mnongo mshaho. Umuleo mulungi ayikubere aha GNTV. Nubazo kuteka ngo, what are these people going to deep in families? Abantu abokukira nibarwara depression abo kwita nibirigira ahanshonga zo mu maka na n'obutetegerezangana ningo obutesigana. Usanga omushaija yakore sente yazireta omuka yagura iki yagura omukazi amujyango is balance yagitwara ombakaza abantu, but not knowing kanonjo shitamira n'omushaija wawe mukikirezana ubwo omushaija nabasha kuba atakigaruka mbara nabasha atakigaruka mu bintu ebyo abo kuba omukazi yamara kuba serious. I know if a woman decide to be serious, the Bible even says that omuchara must be a helper. We know a man is a manager appointed naturally, but as you have to support that man kugira ngu yakuza that managerial appointment eyayihire aruhanga. Abachara benji ndumanya ngu we are not tinkugira ngu ntugamba kubi, but most of the women batandika kora, they boost a lot. I don't know why. Manjangu, I'm like you. I have to come in the same time like you. I have to start coming at night. In the weekend, I'm going for field. Field yachi. And you find that the whole family is now turning berserk. That's why we are getting a lot of the single mothers and the single fathers because of this. Osanga mushiija atura lyaho omukazara abana ali omukora kongoka mukore kintu kimwe yakibika yayita oza kushanga omukazi mbakwetowe kisarani ahabwe enshongezo nandi nyenda how can we prevent this in 2 or 3 minutes? How can we prevent this suicide among most of the families?
Ekyo kubanza opening up, ningashi being free, socializing with people.
Yes.
Because nano kwekunda wabano yekunda tokayicheza ngo kintu kyakunyiga to that extent because sometimes when tureba suicidal cases enyingi people don't talk and what agambire 1 week yaho eyakabiri yaho depression manya yatahamu and depression yatahamu ebyo byona hata notandika kweyanga oyanga kurya oyanga kunaba ebyo byona bitakizire yekunde nkiwo muntu manyangu you are worth to live, oyino mugasha habwencho oli omunse and also especially families mugume mujora kire mustame hona bana mubegese they are when okubaho kwabo okuri important for you and even hunger because sometimes even children lose hope. Ushango mwena akora nebintu ari ashomero bambulinga the teachers neglect him all being issues aishoma kunkatakasa kuziletinga their parents and of which they would be overused, you get.
Yes. Omuleo mulungi twatuli program ya onyamulungi manya amagaragawo ninyena kusembayo akagamba aka. Most of the people, you at your homes, but you have a lot of stress. That stress, they always say an idle mind is a devil's workshop. Make yourself busy by reading the horror books. Make yourself busy by sharing, as the Messiah has told you. Make yourself busy. Don't be alone. You are not alone. There is something inside you which is needed by the world. And there are some people who are following you up to find you a star, but you're thinking of killing yourself. You have already entered some people's minds. Right now, if you don't open up to that person whom you want to open up, okay, open up to God. Open up to God. Talk to Him. He's the only refuge we trust. Open up to Him. He's going to talk to you, but don't kill yourself. Amazina niraka niturishe Nikolasi. Tuza kubantu wendera program ezindi ezukugarukamo otakarga GNTV.